In the previous episodes of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, Shikamaru has battled against some of the most dangerous ninja from the series. The cutting winds of Tamari, the manipulative genjutsu sounds of Tayuya of the Sound 4, and even going up against the evil Hidan and Kakuzu. But in this week's episode, he deals with his greatest danger that he's ever faced. The evil power of flowers. I'm going to be very blunt with you guys. I did not like this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden. The only reason I didn't like it is because most of the episode was just watching Shikamaru, frankly, look like a little bit of a punk. And that bothers me a lot because he has been through some serious shit. Fighting against powerful ninjas, dealing with the deaths of his martial arts master and even his father. And now he's being seemingly stopped by Gengo, who might be one of the most stocked villains that I have ever seen. He's basically your typical filler villain from the Naruto series, who has grand plans of taking over the world, or getting a tailed beast, or starting his very own personal army. He doesn't really make it clear what his plans are, but it's very obvious that he's trying to raise some sort of army up from the ground and gain lots of power, and doing it by manipulating people with the power of his auditory genjutsu and the power of flowers, which apparently draw out the memories of his victims. He's already turned Soku and Ro into his very own puppets, and he wants to do that to Shikamaru, but Shikamaru is a little too smart for that. In fact, I think one of the most clever things about this episode, and something that reminds me of some of the classic episodes of Naruto, is the strategy that Shikamaru actually employs. The first half of the episode, he's essentially all locked up. Sai continues to visit him and berate him, and he's like, you must come over to the Gengo side of the force. But Shikamaru isn't having any of this. And when he finds out even what Gengo's plans are, he decides to make a quick escape, and then even tries to go on like this assassination attempt, trying to take out Gengo. But of course, Soku and Ro are there, using their signature abilities, and he actually allows Soku to hit him in the ears with her like heat-seeking chakra abilities, which actually dull his hearing, which actually allows him to get really close to Gengo, but he makes a pretty quick escape, and then suddenly, boom! Big explosion! Choji, Ino, Tamari have finally arrived, and honestly, I wish they were a part of this arc from the beginning. The fact that this is a time skip after the time skip version of these characters immediately makes them interesting. They're brand new designs, they might have brand new abilities, but it basically just amounts to the fact that Ino and Choji are going to take down Soku and Ro without killing them, and Tamari is there to bitch slap the hell out of Shikamaru, which is honestly a really satisfying scene. I also really love the fact that Shikamaru gets Asuma's trench knife back, as well as his lighter, as he prepares to completely destroy Gengo in next week's episode. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? This week's episode was essentially a glorified build-up to the finale of the Shikamaru arc, which honestly, I'm okay with. I'm really ready for this arc to just end. I really think if they'd have gone at a faster pace, they probably could have ended it in this week's episode, but we still have to get to the meat of this story, which is Shikamaru's growth, living in a world where ninja are not as important as they used to be. And honestly, that's the most intriguing thing about Gengo's plan, as he's trying to bring about conflict, which will give ninja essentially another purpose. Now, at this time, basically, ninja are considered hunting dogs, at least according to Gengo. And that makes sense. He actually tries to use this information against Shikamaru in order to manipulate him, even saying that there's no way that you'll live up to the heights of your martial arts master Asuma or even your father, because there isn't a great conflict for you to get involved in. You'll never be able to reach their level because you'll never ever have to actually push yourself to that brink before. But honestly, at the end of the war, at the end of the final arc of Naruto Shippuden, I honestly think that Shikamaru went even further than Asuma and his father. He was pushed to the absolute brink, the destruction of the entire frigging planet. So, he's definitely seen some serious shit. Not to mention, just look at some of the stuff that he's actually done in the past. I will say, though, that I loved seeing Ino and Choji show up in this episode. I wish they could have just done more. I love these characters so much, and it's so nostalgic to see them all back together again with brand new designs and acting like adults. On the production value side of things, this was an okay looking episode. Nothing to write home about, the action scenes were okay at best. I will say though that I still love the strategy from Shikamaru allowing his ears to get hit, that was really classic. And I loved the look of that underground cave they went into where Gengo was actually growing all of those flowers. How whenever Shikamaru would try to attack him, you'd have those flower petals just sort of going all over the place and sort of lighting up the darkness with their blue color. I thought that was visually appealing. But aside from that, the rest of the episode was just sort of your average episode of Naruto Shippuden. So if you're just like a die-hard fan of Shikamaru, or you are just starving for some more Naruto anime action, then check out this week's episode. But in my humble opinion, it's okay at best, and that's why I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5. Just an average okay episode of Naruto Shippuden that if you want to continue watching the series, please do. You can skip it. Watch at your own leisure. If you just want to kill like 20 minutes or so, check it out. So that's my thoughts on the episode. Thank you guys for watching this review. If any of you did watch the actual episode, please tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you enjoying this Shikamaru arc? What do you hope to see from the rest of Naruto Shippuden before we move on to the brand new Boruto anime series? Thank you again for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for all the latest Naruto anime and manga reviews, as well as reviews on a number of different anime shows. I would also love to hear comments from you guys. I'd love to interact with you. And of course, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay dandy, baby.